Hey, today is September 6th. In 5 days, we start the 2017-2018 year homeschool music classes. I'm so excited. We've got great stuff to do. Back to my story. So I met this handsome young man while I was laying in a hospital bed. He asked me to marry him, and we got married. And he would carry me upstairs to the bedroom because I couldn't walk the steps. And then he'd carry me back down at the beginning of the day. So life continued, and I played piano at church, and I had a big girls group that I taught at church, and I was enjoying my life, but I really wasn't doing too much music. So we moved to another church, and then another church, and then we decided to go back to school. And by the time we went back to school, my daughter was born, and my husband went back to grad school, and I went back to Evangel University. And I thought Evangel, and I still think Evangel is the most awesome place in the world. Kids, you need to go to Evangel. It will change your life forever. I loved Evangel. So I went to Evangel, and my husband went to grad school to finish a master's degree. And I took as many classes as I could take. And then several years after that, we left and came to another church. We came to Bourbon. So in Bourbon, I immediately put together a community choir, a youth community choir with kids in high school, and I had so much fun with them. And in this particular choir, there was a music teacher's daughter, and her mother said, "Would you please take her and teach her piano?" And I'm going like, "I don't want to teach piano. It is so boring to teach piano. You have to make sure that you stay awake, and the kids don't practice. I don't want to teach piano." But she kept asking me, and I finally said, "Okay, I will teach your daughter piano." Well, the daughter was incredible, very good. And then before I knew it, I had that girl's best friend. And then everybody said, "Well, you could take my kid, and you could take my kid." And before I knew it, I had kids everywhere, and I was still living in a parsonage. One of the kids I was teaching, his parents owned some property in Bourbon, and she said, "Kay," she said, "did you ever think about not wanting to teach out of your home?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'd lot rather have someplace separate." And she said, "Come downtown, in downtown Bourbon." Now, I don't really know if there's an uptown and a downtown Bourbon. I think it's just mostly a town Bourbon. And she said, "Set yourself up a little studio down there." I said, "Okay." So I did, and I had $200 a month overhead. I had never had overhead, and I thought, I might not be able to do this. But the business kept growing, and kept growing. And one Wednesday afternoon, a mother came in with her children. She said, "Kay, do you know anything about Cross Point Christian School?" And I said, "No." She said, "Do you know anything about being a band director?" And I said, "Yes, I know lots about being a band director." She said, "Well, they need a band director." So now it has been 20 years, and the Lord's getting ready to let me have the desires of my heart, and my dream is getting ready to happen. Stay tuned. I'll tell you some more tomorrow.